is Monday, May 22nd, and today is our first official episode.
Yay!
Cover to Cover is a show by women readers for women readers. We're going to talk all about things related to books.
Today on the show, we are also giving away a free vacation.
Awesome.
So keep watching, and we'll tell you how you can win that vacation. It'll be a 4-night, 5-day vacation. So
Awesome.
A lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
And we're also going to be giving away a book for 99 cents. So we'll tell you how to get that book and where you can get it and all about that book a little bit later.
All right, and we are so excited you all are joining us live on Facebook. Please tell us you're here in the comments and what you're reading right now. Thank you so much for joining us, and as you talk about your books in the comments, let us introduce ourselves. First off, I'm Andrea Morgan, and I'm currently reading The Handmaid's Tale. It's a story about a dystopian society, and it's really interesting. The author put in a whole lot of things that have happened in the past. She made it a point not to throw in anything fake and to use everything that James Joyce would have used. And so it's a really interesting book, and I'm excited about reading it and excited about seeing it on Hulu in the future.
Oh,
after
cool.
reading it, of course.
Oh, wow. Do you like to read your books first and then watch the movies, or watch the movies and then read the books?
I definitely read my books first. I can get a little critical with the movie afterward, but yeah, books first all the way.
I do one or the other. I don't do both of them if it's, I'm very efficient. But I'm really intimidated to read that book. I get recommended that book all the time, and I don't know what it is about it. Do you think I should just jump in? Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, no, it's really good so far.
Okay.
Like I said, it's this dystopian society, and, I love books that take you into this completely different society.
Me too, yeah.
The Giver is one of my favorites. I've read that probably 7 times.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm really excited about The Handmaid's Tale and then seeing the adaptation.
Yeah, all right, cool.
You'll have to check it out.
Yeah.
And I'm Morgan Adams, and right now I'm reading 2 by 2 by Nicholas Sparks. And I love Nicholas Sparks books because they take me back home. 2 by 2 is based out of Charlotte, North Carolina, which is where I grew up. So I feel connected to home. Other of his books are based out of beach towns in North or South Carolina, and I spend a lot of time at those beaches, and so I love it. I'm about halfway through the book. His books are very, very long, but I stay interested and entertained. I really love them. It's about, I won't give too much of it away, but it's about a family, and they have a daughter, and the wife leaves the husband. You can kind of see that throughout the whole book and how he handles it. So it's from his perspective instead of the woman's perspective. It's a great read.
You'll have to keep us updated on that. I love Nicholas Sparks books.
Yeah.
I Walk to Remember. Oh my gosh, I was bawling. Such a good book. But yeah, I would love to hear more about that book. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
What are you reading, Tiffany?
I'm Tiffany Harlick, and I'm reading Half Wild Stories right now. And just like you, Morgan, I like books that take me places, so I get to get out of my zone and travel somewhere else. This book is set in rural Vermont, which I actually used to live there for a little bit. So kind of like you, it just takes me back to a different place in time, and that's what I'm reading.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Great. And so a little bit later in the show, Tiffany is going to tell you more about that book.
That's right.
And how you can get that book for 99 cents for 19 minutes after the show. So stay tuned, and we'll let you know how you can get it.
All right, now let's jump into book news. We all love fiction, right?
Right.
So I want to take a minute to talk a little bit about this viral video, If Cinderella Were a Guy. Have you guys seen it?
Yeah. Yeah.
It was interesting. It was interesting. It put a new twist on possibly one of the most recreated fairy tales of all time. The video tells a story about a man, Cinderfella, who does chores at home while his stepbrothers pick on him and they rip up his suit, and eventually his godfather helps him get to the ball to meet his princess. So it was interesting, but then the video cuts, and the authors, actually the creators, join in and say that they would never read this book to a little boy. They explain that they made the video to kind of promote their book, 100 Stories for Rebel Girls. So they say that, stories growing up, they didn't have stories that built confidence of little girls. They just have these fairy tales where someone is always rescuing the girl. I mean, whether she's being rescued by a pumpkin, a fairy godmother, or a mouse.
Wow.
So that was interesting. What did you guys think about that?
Well, the video is interesting. I want to show it to my husband and maybe turn him to Cinderella. Over the weekend, I was like, Josh, you got to help me do the dishes, and you need to help me clean up. But,
Right.
But the authors are right. You wouldn't read that type of book to a little boy.
So why read it to a little girl, right?
But they do make this correlation that the stories we read to little girls impact their confidence in elementary school. I mean, that's what they say.
And then the rest of their lives, really, right?
Yeah. I'm not quite sure I believe that. Well, we're going to take a short commercial break and talk about this a little bit more. And we would love to know your thoughts on it. So please comment in the box and on Facebook and let us know what you think about Cinderella and these books that are fairy tales that we read to little girls. And we'll see you in a moment.
Join us Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time for Cover to Cover. This amazing daily internet talk show covers everything that you love about books. What's new in books? What's happening in the book world? What your favorite authors are up to? We're going to have live author interviews. We're going to give away lots of free amazing merchandise. And we're going to have a ton of fun talking about books every day here at GoRead.
More.
So, when I was a little girl, one of the series that I loved was A Series of Unfortunate Events. And I believed that had a strong female character to it. Violet, she was a sister, and she and her brothers had become orphans in the book. And something that I loved about her was her wit, her cunning ability to just come up with these ideas and these inventions that would save her siblings. And she was a leader. In the book, she would grab a ribbon and she'd tie up her hair, and then she'd come up with this crazy invention that would save them and get them to the next place and get them to a safe place. And I remember being a little girl and tying my hair in a ribbon and wanting to be that leader. And wanting to be, it was a character that was smart and she was strong but not bossy, as you know, people tend to describe women who are strong female characters. So, did you guys have any books growing up?
I read all the Nancy Drew books, so I was into mysteries right from the get-go. And my family, my aunt had read them to her daughters before, so we had the whole series, ready to go. And that she was a good, strong female character. And I like the Disney movies. I like the princess, the fairy tales. But for me, a really formative series growing up was Nancy Drew, for sure.
I don't know what this says about me, but as a child, the Disney movie I watched the most of was Dumbo. Not Snow White, not Cinderella, but...
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
My mom said I would watch Dumbo over and over and over and over again. So I don't know what that says about me.
What about it intrigued you?
I have no clue.
Do you have flying dreams? No?
Actually, I hate flying.
Weird.
Yeah, very bizarre, but as a child...
That's what you were into.
I watched Dumbo, but in elementary school, I read a lot of books about teenagers having diseases, and so that was also bizarre.
Wide variety of interests.
Yeah. So I don't know what that says about me, the books I read, but I have other books like Pokey Little Puppy. I still had that book. It was my husband's book when he was a child, so we still have that. Yeah. Tell us, what are you reading to your children, or what was one of your favorite children's book? And we would love to interact with you and hear your thoughts on this. Some of your favorite children's books as well. I have one. I just remembered I have it was funny poetry, but I can't remember the name of it.
Like Shel Silverstein's books?
I think so.
I love his poetry. Yeah.
Those were really good. And tell us what your favorite books were and what you think about if Cinderella were a guy.
Cinderella.
Interesting.
Yeah. So we're going to take a short break, and in just a moment, Tiffany is going to tell us a little bit more about what is on her nightstand and how we can get a copy of the book for 99 cents.
That's right. Absolutely.
All right, so we'll see you in a minute.
Stay tuned. the big giveaway is a free trip for 2.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Really?
It's a free trip, 5 days, 4 nights, to one of your JW Marriotts, and we have 4 different locations.
Yep, that's right.
So we're looking at San Antonio, San
Diego.
Yeah, and then Toronto, and also
Phoenix. Yeah, where would you go?
Good question. I think Toronto.
I think so too. It's a great place. I've been there in the summer, and it actually does warm up. I heard it was 100 degrees there this weekend.
Man, you should comment in the sections below so you can have a chance to win this free trip. All you have to do is comment your name down in the below section. You'll get 5 days, 4 nights, and you'll have extra spending money and free airfare. I mean, this is the trip of a lifetime. So, and you would get to take whoever you'd like to with you.
So we're going to do the drawing for this trip next Wednesday, and so make sure you tune back in to see if you win, and that would be great as well.
Yeah, comment your name for the next 24 hours. We will have that trip going, and then we'll announce the giveaway winner on Wednesday.
All right. Also, on the show,
And
we are going to be reviewing great products and things that we love to use while reading, and so we'll be learning about the Hangout Bag this week. The Hangout Bag is the ultimate reader lounger. I've taken it outside. I've put my dogs beside me, and I've just laid out in my Hangout Bag with a book and have catch some rays because you can tell I need it. So we'll
super easy to use.
Yeah,
Awesome. I love the Hangout Bag. And we actually have a special guest. Well, you met her, Tiffany. She's going to be reviewing some books, and she has a book, and she will be explaining what is on her nightstand.
Hi, GoRead family. I'm Tiffany Harlick. I'm an author and an avid reader, and my segment of the show is called What's on My Nightstand. And in it, I'm going to share some amazing books with you. And afterwards, we're going to drop the price of the book to what it would have cost in 1965. Yeah, you heard it right, so stick around. I want to know what you're reading too. So like the girl said, please drop me a comment, let me know what you're reading, and maybe we'll get it featured on What's on My Nightstand. So today, we're going to talk about Half Wild Stories. It's a book by Robin MacArthur. Like we talked about before, I love books that take me places, that get me out of my normal, life and get me into somewhere else and take me on a little bit of a vacation. I want to feel like I'm time traveling. I want to feel like I've got a peek at another way of life. So the books I picked this week fit right in with what I love to read in my personal library. Half Wild Stories by Robin MacArthur covers a wide cast of characters in the rural Vermont woods. I picked this book because it's set in Vermont, and I actually got to live there for a little bit. I moved there in August, and it was absolutely beautiful. I was working for a horse farm. It was just like living in a Dr. Seuss fairy tale. Everything was in bloom. We were picking apples off the trees and riding through these mystical cemeteries and finding mushrooms in the woods. So when I saw this book on the bestseller list, I really wanted to dive in and just let it take me back to Vermont. So I'll be honest, I'm not usually interested in short stories, but there was something about this collection that really pulled me in. Although it's fiction, it read almost like watching a documentary, like I was getting to take a peek at these different lives in little vignettes all throughout rural Vermont. The author covered different angles and points of view from the various voices she wrote about. There were hippies going on these midnight swims. There were woodsmen that were really struggling with loneliness. There were kids skipping school to play in old dilapidated cars. There were farmhouses and icy rivers and snowy woods and mountain enclaves, everything that you want Vermont to be. So the book covers hopes, it covers dreams, it even covers some darknesses. It's a real honest look at life. So I think had I presented this work to my writing coach, she would have told me maybe to make it one big novel and weave all the stories together. So that stuck out in my mind as someone who doesn't usually, read the short stories. So since Cover to Cover is a show by women readers for women readers, I love that she dedicated this book to women where she's from. She lists a few of those women in her dedication. And let me give you a little bit more about the author of Half Wild Stories. Again, her name is Robin MacArthur. She earned her BA from Brown University. She's got an MFA in fiction writing from the Vermont College of Fine Arts. Her work has appeared in Hunger Mountain, Orion Magazine, Shenandoah and Alaska Quarterly, and on NPR. She's the editor of contemporary Vermont fiction, and she also plays in an indie folk band called Red Heart the Ticker, which has been featured on a Prairie Home Companion and in NPR as well, or Morning Edition. She lives in Marlborough, Vermont. So enough about Robin. I hope I gave you enough details to make you want to read this book, because we're going to have a flash sale on it, and we want you to have a copy of this amazing book. So stick around to the end of the show, and we'll tell you exactly how you can get your own copy of Half Wild Stories for 99 cents. Yeah, this is the hardcover version we're giving you for 99 cents. You will have to pay for shipping, but this $24.95 book can be yours for just the 99 cents. And Andrea is going to give you the link to that at the end of the show in the comments. So that's it for me. I hope you'll enjoy reading Half Wild Stories, and I hope you'll send me your suggestions for books in the futures. I'm Tiffany Harlick with What's on My Nightstand.
Thank you so much,
Thanks, Tiffany. Yeah.
So I'm sure you all are wondering how in the world you can get this book for just 99 cents. So we're going to have a flash sale at the end of this video. So as soon as this video concludes, go to the website that's in the link. There will be a link at the end of this video. And for 19 minutes, we will have this flash sale going on where you can grab your own copy of Half Wild for 99 cents.
That's amazing. So the link is going to send you to GoRead.com. GoRead.com is the largest growing community of readers and authors coming together. And so if you haven't signed up for GoRead.com, I strongly encourage you to do so. You can create your own digital library on there. You can interact with others, with authors. You can buy books. You can share content. It's a lot of fun.
All in one.
It's all in one. So go to GoRead.com and sign up. Also, don't forget to leave your name in the comments to win the free vacation. My sister-in-law just texted me and said, "Hey, Morgan, is it next Wednesday or this Wednesday? When is it?" Because I keep saying next Wednesday. I don't even know what day it is, you know. I spent so much time in my hangout bag this weekend. You know, maybe I got too much time in the sun. Time's coming all together, but it's Wednesday, as in 2 days. So
yes,
you have to be online watching. We're gonna have a way to we'll pull out the name and want to meet you. So
absolutely. So in the next 24 hours, drop a comment with your name, and you will be entered for a chance to win this 5-day, 4-night vacation at one of the JW Marriotts in 4 different places. I mean, you can possibly choose any of those 4. So really, really great deal. So we will be announcing that on our show Wednesday, and you will have to tune in. Thank you so much for joining us for our very first episode of Cover to Cover.
And we will see you Wednesday to win your vacation and lots of other goodies as well. So we'll see you then. Like us, share the page. The video will stay up online, and go buy that book and put your name in the comments, and we'll see you Wednesday.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.